Hey everybody, happy Monday. Let's get into some Did You Know travel news before the demon baby wakes up. Did you know that airlines and airports all across America are gearing up to give you more direct flight options to Colombia, Mexico, Orlando, Florida, and more, according to Travel and Leisure. Now, some of these changes are going to be long term standing changes, and some of them are only in effect to until about January, February ish. Everybody loves a direct flight. If you don't have to change flights, why would you? And so, this is very exciting news, especially for the holiday season. Now, if you plan on coming to Douche Anus country, also known as Florida, and if you didn't know, I called Dos Santos Douche Anus. You have a lot of great options starting on the 5th. There's going to be extra flights from New York to Orlando. There are going to be extra flights to Tampa and Fort Myers. You can get back and forth to Michigan from Florida very easily now. They have connections in West Palm Beach, which, if you've never flown into West Palm Beach, it is a nice airport, but the flights, just an FYI, into West Palm Beach are typically much higher than the flights into a Fort Lauderdale or Miami, and I'm pretty sure that's strategic because West Palm Beach is where the money is. Now, there's places on this list I didn't even know exist. Punta Gorda, didn't know, never heard of it. So as you can see, from New York, from Michigan, it is very easy to get to Florida. Direct flights. They're adding multiple routes from different airlines. This is American Airlines, which you know it can be kind of difficult to get a direct through them, as well as Allegiant. Okay? And as you can see, the one-way fares are starting as low as $64. Now let's move on to the islands. If you have been dreaming of a winter getaway, holiday getaway in the Caribbean, these flights could make it more realistic for you. So Delta, Avlo, and American JetBlue, they're all adding new routes to the Caribbean, most of which are direct routes. Okay? Even Barbados gets a new stop. Now, for Barbados and New York, this starts on the 5th. For Atlanta, it's going to begin on the 23rd. And the flight time is around 5 hours. But it's a direct flight. So, you got to be happy about that. You can also get non-stops to Puerto Plata, which is in the Dominican Republic. It's about a 3.5 hour flight direct from Atlanta. Now, just sidebar, ladies, this is for you, fellas, cover your ears. Ladies, let me tell you something. If your man has an annual boys trip to the Dominican Republic, specifically Sosua, Puerto Plata, Sosua specifically, or Colombia, specifically Cartagena, Medellin, maybe, but definitely Cartagena, he tricking. Okay, if there's a group of 5 or more, maybe 1 or 2 of them are honest, loyal men. The rest of them are tricking. Don't kill the messenger. There are also options to fly to the Dutch islands from JFK. Thank you, JetBlue. And there are new connections in Hartford, Connecticut that can get you to Montego Bay. Again, these are all direct flights. The flights to the Dutch island is starting at $99 for a one-way, and a flight from Connecticut to Jamaica is starting at around $127. On to Mexico, baby. So the connections are going to come out of California. And Alaskan Airlines, I wouldn't even have thought that. Of all people, are offering 2 new flights along with Avalo. They are both offering direct flights around 3.5 to 4 hours to Mexico starting November the 20th. And These rates again, one way are $232 for a one-way ticket. Now people are like, oh, I still gotta get back. I typically buy one-way tickets even when I have a round trip, because I found that I can save a few pennies. And so I'll buy one ticket one day, and then the next day I might go in and buy the other ticket. Also, it gives me more control over the time that I want to leave. When you bundle it all together as a round trip, I feel like you have less control over when you want to leave, as opposed to if you do it individually, you get a much more options to select for departures, arrivals, the whole nine. So that's typically how I buy my tickets. Now, this is really exciting as a native East Coast person. More options for us to get to Hawaii without a connecting flight. I'm all about it. Now, it is still a very long flight. It's an 11-hour flight. But no connections. Just one flight, one and done. Get her done. That is the life. These flights nonstop for Hawaii are leaving out of Atlanta and Boston. Now, anytime you want to go to Hawaii, it's going to be a little pricey. The Atlanta flight is actually more pricey than leaving out of Boston. So it is more expensive to go from Atlanta to Maui, which is $830 to start one way, as opposed to Boston to Honolulu, which is starting at $218. Boston is a little bump for me when I'm home in Baltimore, but totally worth it to save that amount of money, and also to get a direct flight. So don't be adverse to traveling a little bit to get into the right airport to get your direct flight. And we are at Columbia. United Airlines, which y'all know rarely ever has a direct flight anywhere. It is like the Greyhound of the skies. Anyway, they are going to have more flights to Columbia, more direct flights to Columbia. These flights are going to be departing from Texas, Houston, the Houston hub, and it's about a 4.5-hour flight. The one thing to keep in mind with all of these options that are listed is they only run on certain days. These options aren't available every day, so you're really going to have to pay attention. And also, like I said, this article was found in Travel and Leisure, so you can definitely just do a quick Google search and get more details. If you have never been to Colombia, I highly recommend it. It is full of color and food and music and vibrant people. It is a fun place. That is it for now, everybody. Have yourself a great day. If you need help navigating any of these things, or need a customized itinerary, or want to learn how to get the most out of your travel so you can stop saying things like, I need a vacation from my vacation, click my links in the bio. Everyone, happy and safe travels always. And remember, any day can turn into an adventure as long as you have the right attitude.